When you're trying to connect with someone, be it in a cold approach or be it in a sales meeting, sometimes you can put too much pressure on trying to make the interaction go great and trying to make the interaction go the way you want. And by putting that much pressure on yourself, you can actually lose the ability to create a good interaction, because by putting so much pressure on yourself, it's often will create a negative thinking pattern in your head, because you can easily become angry at yourself when things don't work out. So that's what I was doing today, and this is also what this video is about, because today I was trying to do cold approaches here, and even though it's been a while since I did it, and I did set the bar not too high for myself, but still, I really want the approaches to go great. Like, I have a certain expectation for myself, like it needs to go this way. I'm really searching for how to do that. So for several hours here, I run around and I try to approach someone, right? But it doesn't work because I can't find the right way to do it. It doesn't feel right. I'm always thinking and trying how can I make this feel right? But after 3-4 hours of trying to sort of pressure myself into making everything go right, I just take a little bit of time myself. I sit on a bench and I just give myself some space mentally, and I just allow myself to calm down a little bit, and suddenly everything just becomes much better in my head or in my mind. And also the way people react to me, or the way that I perceive that people react to me, becomes immediately much more positive. I think that's just because I give myself some space, some rest, and there's not that much pressure on having the interaction go great. You're just there in the moment, and I think that's a very powerful thing that you can do in sales and cold approach. So instead of trying to pressure yourself into making things go right, which you can do sometimes, and sometimes it will work, but if you feel that it doesn't work, take a step back and then just give yourself some rest and try to be more in the moment. And then don't have that much expectations, just figure and feel things out as you go. And then sometimes great things can happen. So that's my experience, because after that I approached a girl, and it wasn't perfect, but I did approach and I did feel good. So I was kind of happy with that. I should have probably done more, I don't know. But in the stage I'm in right now, I'm just trying to make things feel good for myself, because I don't want to go back to the person I was before, or the way I went about it. Maybe that's a better way of describing it. When I approach someone, I want it to feel calibrated. I want it to feel completely normal, because that's a danger that some guys have. They approach someone and then it kind of feels out of place. It feels awkward. And I think sometimes that can be fine if you want to break rapport or be okay with being yourself. I think that's fine to an extent, but I think probably it's even more important, especially for me, but I think in general, it's even more important to calibrate correctly. Because if you don't, you might still get some results. Like, let's say that you can still do what you need to do, it just feels awkward. You could still get some results, but it's never going to be great results. You know, people are always going to feel like you are awkward. So you want to calibrate to the best possibility, right? That's really what I'm trying right now, both in cold approach and in sales. Like let's say in sales, like when I'm calling someone, like I'm often awkward, but I try to make it feel better. And you know, for example, if my communication feels a little bit too direct, like I will try to be more conversational, even though I'm not great at that. And it's really an exercise to make sure you can feel each other well. You know, of course, in sales, there's like the offer and the issues that you need to talk about. But if the connection with the prospect isn't right, then that won't work well. That's my point. And I think for those of you who are into cold approach, that's some big benefit it can give you. For example, I notice when I do cold approach, like you're really forced to connect in a natural, personal and natural way. And that also carries over to my sales. Like when I'm in a sales meeting, it's not just this stoic face that is detached and just focus on the outcome. It's like, yes, we are thinking about the outcome, but we're also thinking about the person, how we can create a smooth connection. And that's not just going to make life more enjoyable, but it's also going to get you more results, I believe. I don't think it's absolutely necessary if you just want to focus on business, but that's not what my brand is about. You know, I don't think that's a great way to go about life when you just think about making money. I think for me, one of my biggest goals has always been creating like a great life and becoming a great person. So I think having a great business is like a cool part of that, but and personally, I even think potentially it's an important part, but it's not everything. That's my point. So that's why I recommend, if you're into making connections and meeting people, like go out, meet people, try to find yourself, have fun, make connections, make good conversations, and make friends. And maybe, you know, maybe you will find a partner or a girl that you have some good times with. So that's my philosophy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any comments or ideas. I will see you guys next time. Cheers.